Hey there everyone, this is Divyam from Online Effects Academy, and today I'm going to show you how to create this really cool and trendy logo animation in After Effects. So without any further ado, let's get started. So before we get started, as usual, this effect is also completely and 100% made in After Effects, so you don't need any third-party plugins. And also, if you would like us to keep Online Effects Academy free and keep making these tutorials, please support us on patreon.com. The link is given in the description. And now let's get into After Effects. Alright guys, here we are in After Effects, and let's start by creating a new composition, and I'll call this main as our main comp. We can go with 1920 by 1080, 30 fps and 10 seconds look good. Hit OK. Now let's create one more composition, which is going to be our logo placeholder. So I'll call this logo with the same exact settings. Hit OK, and then I can drag and drop in any logo that I want to use. So in this case, I'll be using our own Online Effects Academy logo. You can obviously use your own logo. Let's go back into our main composition. Let's drag and drop in the logo comp. So here we have it, and it's a bit too big, so I can select the logo layer, hit S and bring down the scaling just maybe around 35% looks good. Let's go back into our main comp, and now we need to create a map to drive the animation. So to do that, I'm going to create one more new composition. Call this map, hit OK. Let's hit Ctrl Y to create a new solid, and let's call this ramp. And now let's go to effects and presets and type in ramp, as we will be using gradient ramp for this. And then let's add one more effect called posterize. So let's add that up, and now you can see we get this posterized level of the gradient that we have in the background. So this will help to drive the animation. Let's go back into our main composition, go into the project panel and drag and drop in the map comp. We can hide this, we don't need to see it. Select the logo layer, and on this layer I'll be using an effect called displacement map. Double click to apply that up, and in the displacement map layer I'm going to set this from logo to map. And now if I bring down the max horizontal displacement to 0 and play around with the vertical displacement, you can see we get this really cool effect. And basically the gradient in the background, as you can see, is driving the animation. Pretty interesting, right? Now you can go back into our map composition and increase the number of posterize levels to, let's say, something like, if I go with 20, and if I go back into my main comp, you can see it looks different and definitely looks pretty cool. So using this effect you can do a number of different things. You can create this cool animation, as you can see, but I will set this to, let's go with something like 10, and then we can hide the map layer. So the very start, I'm going to set this to minus somewhere around, let's go with minus 2500, so that our logo is completely out of the frame. Create a keyframe, go to around 1 second and 15 frames, and let's bring that down to 0. So now we have a really interesting look, as you can see. Let's hit U so we can see the keyframes. Select the keyframes, hit F9 to easy ease them. Go into the graph editor and make sure you right click and select edit speed graph. Select this point and drag the handle to the left so we have a bit more interesting animation. As you can see, it looks super nice. Pretty cool. Now I also want to add some motion blur to this, which is not possible using the inbuilt blur that we regularly use. So we need to add a fake motion blur to this. So in order to do that, I'm going to go into effects and presets, and let's type in a directional blur. And if I increase this, you can see we get a really nice blur, and it looks pretty good, right? So let's go at the very start. Let's set this to 0 actually. Create a keyframe. Go right over here around 17 seconds in where the animation is a bit more fast. And let's increase this really high, somewhere around 35. And then go to 1 second and 15 frames and set this back to 0. And then I'm gonna select the layer, hit U so that we can see the keyframes. Select the keyframes, hit F9, go into the graph editor, and then let's tweak the graph a little bit. Let's increase the blur gradually, as the motion speeds up, the blur increases, so it gives a much more convincing look. Let's select this point and drag this to the left. just like so, and now we have this really nice blur, as you can see. Now let's go ahead and add that nice RGB spill effect. So to do that, I'm going to select both of these layers, hit Ctrl+Shift+C to pre-compose it. Let's call this animation. Let's go into effects and presets and type in shift channels. Double click to apply that up. So now we need to turn off the green and the blue channels. So let's select the green channel and set this to full off, select the blue channel and set this to full off. So we have only the red channel at the moment. Let's select this and let's set the blending mode to add. Then select the layer, hit Ctrl+D to duplicate it. Set the red to full off and set the green to basically green. So duplicate this again and set the green to full off and turn on the blue. Now I'm going to displace them by just one frame, so I'm going to move that just the frame forward. And now you can see we get this very interesting RGB fill. Pretty cool. I can pretty quickly add a background to this, so hit Ctrl+Y, create a new solid, and let's go with the nice darker blue background. So as you can see, it's looking pretty nice. And as you saw, it's so simple and easy to create. Also, changing the logo is super simple. Like I can just go into my logo comp and drag and drop in a different logo. Basically scale that down and go back to our main comp. Now the logo has not completely disappeared at the beginning, so we'll go to our animation comp. Select logo comp and let's change the vertical displacement to near about -3200, and voila, there we have a really interesting look with a different logo. So that is how you can create this very cool and trending looking logo animation inside of After Effects without using any plugins. So I hope you have fun trying to create this effect on your own. Thank you so much for watching this video, and if you like this video, please don't forget to press the like button and subscribe to our channel. Also, please hit the bell icon so you don't miss any of our future updates. I'll see you on to my next one. Till then, make sure you keep creating.